Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is December 22nd, just 3 days before Christmas. It's about 52 degrees here in Kentucky today, so I thought I would come out here to the bee yard for a few minutes, shoot a real quick video and just check on the status of these 10 colonies just based on the activity that I'm seeing. So all the colonies are looking pretty good. I've seen some activity at the entrance and the alternative upper entrances on some of these colonies. Some have a little bit more activity than others, which is normal. I would think that, this time of year with this weather, we're probably seeing a lot of cleansing flights. The bees are happy to be out and about and using the restroom, since with it being 52 degrees, they're able to break cluster, which the bees typically start to cluster, I believe it's around, is it 37 degrees, I want to say? I'd have to look it up. I don't remember exactly. Some of these have prophylized the majority of their upper entrance. Actually, that one is completely prophylized. So this particular colony is only using this lower entrance, which is fine. That tells me that they either don't want or appreciate the additional ventilation, but some colonies have opted to keep it open. So, and of course, if the bees need to reopen that, they can easily do so. So these two colonies over here are pretty active, at least from the most of what I've seen. I've been watching some of the entrances just to see in the off chance that they're bringing anything back in terms of, gosh, I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't think that they would be able to find any pollen, but you'd be amazed at what bees can find sometimes, even when it's wintertime. And we just had the winter solstice here. Well, I guess everywhere, technically. But, which means that the days are officially going to be getting longer now. And so the bees know this. And so with that being said, the shortest day of the year is behind us. So get your clocks ready. It's officially time to start getting ready for the spring as beekeepers. And what do I mean by that is, well, you fellow beekeepers know what I mean. It's time to get in your shops and get all your equipment cleaned, get it prepped and ready, because before you know it, it's going to be March and April, and it's going to be game on, and it's going to be swarm season. So there's no shortage of stuff for us to do during this, and I'm using air quotes here, off season, when the bees are clustered in their hives for the winter time. You may need to repaint some things. You may have some stuff that you've been waiting to get assembled, and so now it's time to go ahead and do that. We only get a few months here in Kentucky. I don't know about the rest of you, wherever you're located, but you only get a handful of months here. When you're not buried in bees, to get the stuff done in the shop or in your garage that you need to get done. So I have some friends that did some oxalic acid treatment today. This is a perfect day to be doing that. Right around Christmas time, 50-degree temperatures outside. That's perfect. But just looking at the activity at each one of these colonies, they're looking pretty good, guys. So like I said, some have a little bit more activity than others, but they're certainly performing some cleansing flights and who knows what else. Seriously doubt they're foraging on anything, but like I said, I mean, it's a little known secret that if bees need to, they will forage on trash. So if neighbors have their trash cans open and there's sugar or anything in there that they can forage on, they 100% will. So, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the reality. These insects are prolific foragers, and they can find sugar and pollen in some pretty amazing places. But everything's pretty barren out here, as you can tell. All this field here that typically has my clover and wing stem and goldenrod and everything else is completely dried up and barren, as you would expect in late December. But I think I've said before in other videos, it always warms a beekeeper's heart when you come out here in the wintertime on a warmer day and you see some good entrance activity from your colonies. You know that there's a pretty good chance that the colony is doing well inside. I mean, certainly we don't want to open them in this weather. You know, curiosity may get the best of you. Try to fight against that. Really what you just need to be checking on is entrance activities like this. And then here, I would say maybe in a few days or a week, I'm going to open the tops on each of the quilt boxes and I'm going to check the sugar brick levels to see if any of these colonies need to be replenished on some sugar brick. Some of these colonies absolutely are larger than others, so they're more likely to go through their food stores quicker than others. Plus, it also depends on genetics, the type of honeybee. Some honeybee subspecies burn through food stores quicker than others. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm talking about the differences between, say, Italians and Carnies and Russians and Africanized and buckwheat. There's several different types of subspecies of honeybees, and some burn through winter stores quicker than others. So I've had pretty good luck here. The bees are pretty frugal in my apiary. I haven't had to supply a ton of sugar brick throughout the wintertime. But, you know, if they need it, I've got it. And they prophylactic that one completely shut also. So, but yeah, I'll get out here in maybe a week or so, and we'll take a peek inside to see if we need to add any more supplemental feed. But, yeah, all these colonies are looking pretty good. And I mean, that's the goal. You just want to get your bees through the wintertime so that they are rearing to go come this spring. And part of that is absolutely making sure that your mite loads are low and getting those mite counts down. Because if those mites are high during the wintertime and they're feeding on those the fat bodies of those winter bees, it's 100% going to set your colony back, if not kill your colony through the wintertime. So I say it all the time. I don't think, you know, treating for mites is not optional. It's required. To be a good beekeeper, you have to have a mite treatment, a mite integrated pest management system, something to treat for these mites. Or you have to be breeding for queens and colonies that show mite resistance or grooming capabilities, which I eventually want to get to. I think we all need to start looking for those traits, because some colonies undoubtedly groom better than others. And I think that's probably our best option to fight back against the Varroa destructor mite, is to try to, for lack of a better term, breed or find queens and make splits from those queens that show mite resistance. And over time, you know, maybe we can start to gain on those tiny little butt heads. So, because they just devastate these colonies. So, so let me talk real quick about the last video that I did, or one of the videos I did on winter feeding and prophylactically supplying sugar brick throughout the winter time, which I do. Just, you know, full disclosure there, these have sugar brick in them prophylactically, whether or not the colony needs them or not. I got a lot of comments on that from that video when I started talking about the potential downside to that the bees' flabellum, which is the tongue at the very end of their proboscis, is feather-like, and there's the potential for damage to occur while they're feeding all winter long on these hard sugar bricks. And my source on that is my local master beekeeper, Jake Barker. And so he very recently posted a very short video, about 7 minutes long, I believe, if I remember correctly, where he goes into details on his theory on that and gives some pretty scientific related support. And so I'll put a link to his video in this description if you want to check it out. I thought it was very informative. And since a lot of you were asking about what do you mean that there's a potential negative connotation to prophylactically providing sugar brick, I'll go ahead and reference that for you so that you can watch that short video where I think Jake does a pretty good job explaining it. So he states at the very end that it is his opinion, so it's not like it's peer support, peer researched, you know, all that good stuff. Peer reviewed, sorry, research. But, you know, I thought it was pretty interesting. And we're always learning new things in beekeeping, are we not? So I'm still choosing to prophylactically provide sugar brick. That's just my choice. And as beekeepers, we have the, we're afforded the luxury to make our own decisions and choices when it comes to our bees and what we feel is best. And the reality is that there are multiple ways to successfully keep and raise bees, and I stand by that wholeheartedly. So, but yeah, I'll put a link to that description. So I just wanted to come out here real quick and shoot a short video. You know, it's about 10-12 minutes or so. Didn't expect it to be too long, but it's, like I said, it always warms your heart when you get to check on your bees and see how they're doing, and you see in the wintertime that they're out here and doing whatever bees are doing in the wintertime. Taking breaks is my guess, bathroom breaks, cleansing flights. So anyway, that's it. I want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if I don't see you until then, God bless everyone, and I really appreciate y'all watching. And like I said, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.